It's time to share my dividend portfolio as of September 2022. I'm meant to do these videos every single month, monthly updates on my portfolio, but for some reason I just didn't film one last month. I don't actually really know why, but it works out quite nicely because my last portfolio update from my stocks and shares ISA dividend portfolio that I'm going to show you today actually came out on the 17th of July. And today is the 17th of September. So we're looking at it pretty much exactly 2 months after. So without further ado, let me record my screen, jump onto my Interactive Brokers account and we'll take a look. So here we are on my home screen of my Interactive Brokers account. The first thing that you'll notice is the total amount in my portfolio, which is £2,531.52. Last time I filmed, so 2 months ago, I had £1,520.91. So in 2 months, I have managed to increase this portfolio by, what's that, 1,000 and like just over £1,000, 1,010, 1,011, £1,011 and some pennies. So that's pretty good going, honestly. I cannot say that that big jump by that £1,000 is because I am a future teller and I can pick which stocks to invest in. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. That money, most of that money, is because I have added to this portfolio. I've put in money. And what you'll see, if I go to here, so I look at my portfolio graphically across 1 year. I haven't actually been investing into this portfolio for 1 year, only since April. But anyway, what you'll see is there's these big jumps that almost look like stairs. And this is the most recent one. And these big jumps are basically where I've put in a bulk of money. So this one was the £1,000 roughly that I put in. Yeah, 1,000. And then here, these are probably £500 that I've put into the account. And that explains again why this number here is just so high. This portfolio has only been active for a matter of months, not even a whole year yet. So I haven't really seen big growth and big return. It's more what I'm putting into the account. The other thing that you'll notice is my buying power sits at £73.40. I'm going to add more to this account and actually use that up. I don't really just want it sitting there in cash. And lastly, the dividends on this main screen is currently £16.14. 2 months ago, when I last filmed, it was £2.70. I am really, really chuffed with that because if you didn't know, this is a dividend portfolio. I invest in individual dividend paying growth stocks, mainly growth stocks, dividend growth stocks. And I also invest into VUSA VUSA, which is a firm favourite of mine, which also pays a dividend. So to have the dividends coming through makes me really, really excited. These dividends on this main screen aren't just dividends that I've actually been paid. These are dividends that I've been paid, but also some expected dividends coming up for the future. So you'll notice a slight discrepancy between what is showing here and what I actually show that I've received in dividends, which I'll get onto later on. But let's jump into the breakdown of the portfolio. So here on the screen is every single stock I own and everything about this portfolio that you could possibly want to know. How much of each stock I own, the percentage change, the market value, daily losses and gains, literally everything. But if you watch the portfolio update that I did 2 months ago, you will notice that I have a newbie in here. One that I did not hold before. I made a whole video about this, so I'll link it somewhere on the screen now if you want to know exactly why I bought this stock and added it to my portfolio, where I share more details. But spoiler alert, I added Unilever to my portfolio. I think Unilever is a fantastic stock and I'm really, really happy to have it as part of my portfolio, and I'll definitely be adding to my position that I hold in this company. I'm not going to go into each and every one, but if you look at the column here, you can see the cost basis, the 2 columns here, sorry, you can see the cost basis and the market value of each individual company that I have, and VUSA as well. And you'll notice that some of them, I've gained, some of them I've lost, and they just balance each other out. But over time, I really hope that this portfolio can grow really, really well. Alongside adding Unilever to my portfolio, since my last update that I did 2 months ago, I've also increased my position in National Grid and increased my position in VUSA. When I take a look at this performance tab, we can see the performance of this portfolio graphically, which I really like to see, and we can change the time period as well. So if I go month to date, so this past month in September, it's done pretty well. There's been quite a lot of green here, which I like to see, a little bit of red as expected. And then if we increase that to year to date, it doesn't look too happy. And then 1 year is going to be exactly the same because, like I said, I haven't been investing for an entire year. Let's just take a look at 7 day as well. Okay. And then if we scroll down, this is going to be exactly the same as before, except the only difference is I now have exposure to a new industry. By adding Unilever, I now have exposure to the cosmetics, personal care industry, which, you know, is really good. I want to diversify as much as I possibly can. I kind of play in this balancing act, having a dividend portfolio, because obviously to get paid a good amount of dividends, you need to have a lot of money in them companies. But then that goes against having a really diversified portfolio, because what I could do, let's just say I have £5,000 to put into my portfolio. I could put all of that £5,000 into, let's say, Rio Tinto and have a really good dividend, or I could split it up into, I don't know, 30 different companies, and then those dividends are going to be slightly less. So I've kind of got a balancing act. I've gone somewhere in the middle where I feel I've got a good amount of diversification, but also I can really accumulate them dividends, reinvest them dividends over time, and grow them positions and the dividends coming in. Like I said before, I've also got that VUSA because it's an S&P 500 tracker, and I really like that exposure to the American market that I wouldn't be getting if I just stuck to my UK dividend stocks. One really useful thing that you can do on Interactive Brokers is you can run reports that tell you literally everything you'd want to know about your portfolio. They have standard reports that you pretty much don't really need to do anything outside of, but you can also customize your reports. For me, I've made a customized report looking at just dividends only. So that gives me a really clear snapshot of how many dividends I've been paid. So let's take a look. What you'll see here is a breakdown of the dividends that I've got for each month and each stock. So in June, I got paid 3 dividends here for these 3 holdings, and the total amount there was 26p, £1.89 and 44p. Not life-changing money, I know, but they will accumulate and grow over time. And then in August, I got paid another 2 dividends here on these dates, and for these companies right here, and that amount was £2.70 and 94p. And excitingly, in September so far, the 1st of September, I got paid for 1 position, which was Unilever, and that came out to £3.63, which I was actually really shocked at, because I was very much expecting every dividend payment to be below the sort of £1 mark whilst it's growing. And you can see that graphically here. Each colour represents a different company. The size of the colour, the size of the bar represents how much. And obviously you can see it here as well. I am actually tracking all my dividends that I'm getting outside of this account. So I'm doing it on a spreadsheet just so I can put the information I want. I am planning to share that with you guys soon. I'm just waiting to get slightly more data on there so it's a little bit more interesting to show you. So that's it for the update, but don't forget you can become a member of my YouTube channel if you want, where you'll get early access to videos and also a live stream every single month. The first live stream is happening near the end of this month, and I will be putting a community post out just to remind you all. So if you do want to be part of that, click join on my channel page. I also do regular Vanguard portfolio updates, so if you want to check that out, click the playlist that I'll leave linked at the end of the video.